Hey, welcome to the John Ligato Show. This guy is a sovereign citizen. Now, I served my country for 27 years and I love it. But our government does scare me a little these days, but not to the extent of sovereign citizens. They truly believe that some force took over our government and that the judges and law enforcement are all in on it. You'll see what I mean.
I'm going to close the door.
You're not going to close the door.
Actually, sir, now your supervisor needs to be on scene. Nothing else is going to happen until your supervisor talks to me. So you're going to have to go back to your car. I need to speak to your supervisor.
My supervisor's right here.
Yes, can I speak to him? Can you move?
Turn off the car.
No, I want to speak to your supervisor. I want to speak to your supervisor.
He's right here.
You are violating my constitutional rights. Bring your supervisor forward.
He's right there.
Okay, move. Get away from my vehicle.
No, I'm not going to get away from your vehicle.
I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Get away from my vehicle.
He's right here. You need to step out.
Turn off the car, please.
Hello, sir. Can I speak to you?
Yeah,
Just you, please. Come here.
They are seemingly ordinary people, just like you and me, but they don't recognize the federal government's authority to impose laws or taxes on them. They're known as sovereign citizens. Their beliefs may sound so out there that they appear comical or crazy. But don't discount or ignore these people, because they're willing to kill and be killed for these beliefs.
The rhetoric of a sovereign is very important from an officer safety standpoint. You'll hear a lot that I'm a free man of the land.
I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard.
I do not consent! I do not consent!
Confrontations with cops.
I am asking him for his supervisor.
It's what these people have come to expect
And it is not a crime for me to travel without a license.
when they don't follow the law.
I'm giving you a lawful order.
Sometimes police get so frustrated, these confrontations become violent.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is assault. This is assault. I do not consent.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that our country is heading towards anarchy. I mean, besides sovereign citizens, you have First Amendment auditors, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, in addition to your garden variety psychopaths who attack police for no good reason or ideological reason. 30 years ago, law enforcement could stop or control crowds. And I'm not talking about swinging billy clubs or shooting into a crowd. But any police action today, even putting somebody in an arm lock or taser, is grounds for firing, indictment, and possible jail for that officer.
God is my authority, and he is the only sovereign there is.
Goodbody, a Riverside resident, believes there's too much regulation in government. So he's taken his fight to the road, where all of us spend a lot of time. But Goodbody travels without registration, without a license, and without insurance.
Insurance is a scam.
Knowing police will pull him over,
A couple cameras already running.
he's ready with a camera.
Okay, do you have any identification on you?
No, I don't carry identification. I follow God's law. You know about God? How he gave us this planet in the Bible? Dominion over this planet?
You know, a verbal disagreement about law and order is okay, but these sovereign citizens often become violent.
You're going too fast in the parking lot.
Sorry, sir. How fast was I going?
Okay. You need to turn off the car and step out of the car.
Okay. I want a lawyer present.
You don't
Currently.
have a choice of a lawyer. You need to step
No,
out of the
I
car.
want a lawyer current.
Step out of the
I
car.
want a lawyer present.
Step out of the car.
My constitutional rights are being
Step out of the
violated.
car.
My seatbelt is being taken off without my permission. Sir, go ahead. I'm ready.
Your choice.
The car's in park.
Turn it off.
The car's in park. I am not doing anything illegal. My constitutional rights
Turn
are
off
being
the car.
violated. This is on
Hey,
camera.
hey,
This
hey,
is going on YouTube. You guys, please just do the stop
Move your
legally.
arm off the car.
Please do the stop legally.
Move your arm.
Legally do the stop. Sir, I'm not doing anything. I have literally done nothing wrong. Sir, stop. Stop hurting me. You're hurting me.
Get out of the car.
You're pushing pressure points.
Get out of the car.
Resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Get out of the car.
Sir, stop. Sir, you're hurting me. You're yanking my hair. You're yanking my hair. I love you, baby. It's okay. I love you so much. We've done nothing wrong. It's okay. It's going to court. These men are going to lose their badges for abuse. I have done nothing. I have done nothing.
Taser.
Taser, taser.
Taser, taser, taser. Don't touch me, baby. Don't touch me. coming, I'm coming.
Please get in the second! Please stop!
Get on the ground.
Oh my God!
Get on the ground.
Oh my God!
Take my belt off. The knife is on my belt. You guys take my belt off, please. You guys, I'm not.
Your back.
He's taking the machete off.
Other hand.
He has the machete.
You know, contrary to the belief of many sovereign citizens, a machete is a deadly weapon. And when you add that it's dark out and this guy is actually fighting, contrary to his words of, "I'm not resisting," these types of encounters can go deadly very quickly.
It's okay, though. We're going to fight it in court, and I love you.
I love you too.
I love you more than anything.
I love you too.
Oh, God, guys, why are you doing this to me? Taser's been deployed unlawfully.
Come on, guys. This was supposed to be for my birthday.
Suspect simply asked for reason of assault. Assault has been deployed unlawfully. These officers, these guys are fucking thugs. You guys are going. Just so you know, y'all are gonna lose your badges. Where would you like me? What would you like me to do? Should I stay still? I'm confused. Like, you guys are moving me around. What do you want me to do? I want to make sure that you're okay. Yeah, well, you've hurt me, so I'm not okay. I have scars on my chest now because you guys have tased me for literally no reason. I have not done anything. I wanted a simple explanation for why you stopped me. You failed to tell me why you stopped me, you piece of shit. You're bad at your job. You know the Constitution? You know citizens' rights? You have to tell a person why you stopped them. Exactly, and what you're charging them with before you can detain them. Why am I being detained? Yeah, it's on video, you son of a bitch. It's all on video. You're gonna lose your fucking badge, just like your fucking sergeant.
So where were you and your boyfriend at prior to this?
We went to see the Suicide Squad at the movie theater.
Have you guys been doing anything like illegal substances?
No.
That's not normal behavior.
He's very against police
He's very against
and government,
authority.
and he thinks that
So
they're all corrupt, and
So he goes out looking for problems.
not really, just, I mean,
Yeah,
if he
that's
gets
why we contacted
pulled
him. If he had been
over.
driving like everybody else through there, we wouldn't have contacted him for anything.
Yeah, I told him when he went through, I was like, please, I was like, what are you doing? And he said, well, that car was going slow and there's nobody else in the parking lot.
No, he was driving like he was on his way to a fire.
The sovereign citizen was initially stopped for speeding in a parking lot, but he denied it. The police officer did not have him on radar, but cops can make an arrest for speeding based on their observations. Although this can be difficult to prove in court on a he said basis of what constitutes speeding. But his girlfriend just provided an eyewitness account on the sovereign citizen's own camera. So there is some irony going on here.
May the 20th, 2010 started out like any other day. Two veterans of our West Memphis, Arkansas Police Department, Bill Evans and Brandon Powdert, were patrolling the interstate as part of the department's drug interdiction team, something they love to do. They became involved in what seemed to be a routine traffic stop, though I've always warned my officers there is no such thing. But really, how much more routine can you get than pulling over a father and son in what looked like a church bus? My men didn't realize who or what they were dealing with. Neither officer made it home. And one of them was my son. I'm Bob Powdert, Chief of the West Memphis Police Department. My officers, Bill and my son Brandon, didn't realize that there are people at war with this country that are not international terrorists.
Many of these people followed a scary progression from passionate but peaceful to ultra-violent.
A sovereign is an individual that interprets the Constitution of the United States differently. Sovereigns believe essentially that the United States government is not a legitimate government, but is a corporation. I am traveling, I am not driving, I do not have to provide a driver's license because I am a sovereign.
All right, stay seated and Scott. Do you have a license on you?
I do not submit to unlawful inquiry, sir.
Okay, so you don't have a driver's license?
I have a right to travel unencumbered freely.
You do not have jurisdiction over me. Are you a peace officer or a police officer? There's a difference in the sovereign rhetoric.
I also need to know if you're a constitutional common law peace officer, or are you a police officer, because there is a difference.
Some sovereigns will ask you to fill out paperwork explaining your jurisdiction over them. Some will be argumentative, but the argument that you will get most is that you have, as a law enforcement officer, you have no jurisdiction over them. And they will constantly repeat that. Their objective is to confuse you. You don't know their level of commitment. If they are providing this information in order to confuse you or in order to distract you to the point where they can take advantage of you and assault you or kill you.
I've complied as much as I need to.
There are thousands of people with similar beliefs all across the country, defying the law.
I won't consent to anything.
And posting their own confrontations online.
Are you assaulting me? Are you assaulting me? You're assaulting me. Help me. Help me. What crime have I committed?
I think that there's been a major awakening in consciousness, and I can't explain why. I just feel like people are finally coming out of their fog.
It's impossible to know how many like-minded people there are across the country because there's no centralized leadership.
Whoa, get out now.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, that would classify them as sovereign, says the movement has been growing at a fast pace since 2000.
Having the privilege, not a right.
Some estimates put numbers at several 100,000 to 500,000 people.
To Georgia, where the streets outside a county courthouse were quiet again after a bloody shootout on its steps.
Just before lunch, this was the sound of the gunfight outside the Forsyth County Courthouse north of Atlanta, recorded on a cell phone by an eyewitness. Police say that Dennis Marks, a self-described anti-government sovereign citizen, was behind the wheel of this silver SUV, carrying an assault rifle, tear gas, pepper spray, 2 handguns, a bomb, and flex ties that he planned to use to restrain people. Marks was part of an underground movement that believes its members don't have to follow the law. The government calls them domestic terrorists. They publicly reject violence, but members have had shootouts with police before.
On the legalities of this, when a police officer makes a traffic stop, the driver is required by law to show their license, registration, and proof of insurance. Failure to do so is the crime of obstruction. Yet sovereign citizens and First Amendment auditors routinely refuse. And when police officers do their job, they are often sued. This makes them hesitant, which will make them not conduct traffic stops, which will result in highway deaths. Now, if you think that's a little strong, then think again. If you enjoyed today's show, then hit share and subscribe and like. The John Ligato Show is being broadcast outside the gates of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. Semper Fidelis.